Welcome to Always Moving Forward with Renee.
Moving forward.
Good morning and welcome to Always Moving Forward with Renee and friends. As always, we're glad you invited us into your homes. I trust you had a great week. This is the day that the Lord has made.
Yes.
Rejoice and be glad in it. And happy Sunday to all. I am Renee Ross Bowers, and my friends and co-host is none other than Jackie Duncan, Lenore T, and Patricia Noni G. Okay, and we have a guest back today. You should remember her. Her name is Ebony. Remember Ebony? All right, Ebony.
Yes.
Glad to be here, ladies. Thank you for having me back.
Okay, and we're just going to take a few minutes and we're going to let Lenore introduce you. Just say a little bit about you.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much, Renee. Ebony is, first of all, that's my niece. Ebony is also, she is a graduate. She holds 2 master's degrees. And she's working for a printing company, right, Ebony?
Yes.
She's been there for a few years. And today she's going to tell us a little bit about voting. Ebony?
Yes. Well, last time I was here, we had a very great conversation, very
Yes.
informative.
Yes.
We were able to educate our audience about the importance of voter registration and all that good stuff. So hopefully those who haven't registered to vote, hopefully they registered before the primary. The last time I was here, I think we were right on the cusp of the primary election.
Correct.
So
Yes.
hopefully everyone that saw the show was able to find out where their voting precinct was, their location, and all of that good stuff. So a lot has changed since the last time we talked.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So since then, there was some legislation passed.
But you know, before we get into the legislation, I always like to start with a little verse from the Bible. If that's
Okay.
all right.
Okay.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, Deuteronomy, 1st chapter, 23rd verse states, choose your tribe wise,
Oh, amen.
understanding and experienced men, and I will appoint them as your heads. So,
Amen.
Ebony is here, like Lenore said. She's going to tell us about all of the changes and everything that came about in these last couple of months regarding voting.
Yes.
Okay, and we may have a few questions.
Yes.
Am I right, lady?
Yes.
We may just have a few, but you know, I always have questions for you. And you know, there are some people who started, you know, late.
Yes.
And they may not have got down to place where they register the vote.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Well, tell me, is it too late?
Well, and if they wanted to vote in this upcoming general election, it's too late to register for this upcoming voter election cycle. But it's never too late to register to vote. So if you haven't registered to vote, you're going to miss out on this election cycle. But there are many more election cycles coming up, like the presidential election cycle that's going to be coming up soon. So if you haven't registered to vote, I encourage everyone to go register to vote. Just do it.
Okay, just do it. You heard her.
Just
Now,
do
we
it.
were here back in August or July, was it, talking about voting?
Yes.
And we're back again, and we only have how many days? What, about 16 days?
19? What is it?
16 to 18
Back to count.
Okay, well, anyway,
Yep, November the 6th.
November the 6th.
November the 6th. We've got it right
Yes,
here, November the 6th. Remember that, those of you who registered to vote, that are registered, get in there November the 6th.
November the 6th.
Okay, tell us about some changes and what's going on. And if you have any questions, ladies, because just come on, chime in.
Okay.
Well, traditionally, we used to be able to vote a straight party ticket, which means that you could go in and shade in the oval for Democrat, and every Democrat on the ballot that's registered as a Democrat, your vote will count for those Democrats. Or if you're a Republican or part of the Green Party, you can just shade in the oval. But since then, back in September, and I know they had started a while ago, but it was final in September, we can no longer do straight party tickets. So now,
I didn't see it on my ballot. I already
Yeah.
got I'm absentee voter,
Mhm.
and I was looking for that, and I didn't see it. So I
Yeah,
had
it's
to
no
go
longer
to each
there.
one individual.
yes, you have to,
Now, what happened? What caused that?
well,
Yes.
the Republicans have been pushing and pushing and pushing to end it, and so here we are.
Wow.
So,
So
now,
another notch form, is that it?
well, not if we all get out and go vote.
Okay, you heard that, get out and go vote, because I'm tired of them notches.
This is
Me too.
serious. This
Yes.
is serious.
Okay, Jackie, go ahead.
Yeah, you have the problem, so when they get out and go vote, they need to take their list or paper
That is correct.
that you marked off who you want to vote for. Because when you get in there and you start looking at paper, all that stuff starts looking alike, okay?
Yes,
And
yes.
especially if they do name similarities or, so on a paper,
Noni came with something really interesting this morning.
Mine's gone.
This is
Show
from-
them that.
This is from the League of Women Voters of Michigan, and they have put out a nonpartisan voter guide for 2018. So it has everybody listed here, ladies, and audience, and it's a very good idea. They have the candidates speaking, saying a few things about what their platform is, and it's very informative. And most churches, I got this at my church, so look in your church lobby, there should be some there, because it's very, very helpful.
Okay, and if we can't get it in our church
Yes,
lobby, where
yes.
can we get it?
Well, I'm not sure where you can get it, but it says that you can call the League of Women Voters of Michigan.
Okay.
Oh, and also, Renee, what they can do too, they can log on to the Secretary of State website
Okay.
and Michigan Voter Information Center, there's a little button on there, and they can pull up a sample ballot. They'll be asked a couple of questions, what their county is, what the voter district, so they can put in Detroit if they're, for example, if they're in Detroit. And a sample ballot would come up. I actually printed a sample ballot today because I just put in my city and my county, and this one popped up, and it'll give you a list of everyone, or it'll give you a sample of all of the candidates that's going to be on your ballot for your district. So, for example, my senator may be a little different in, or yours, exactly. It's definitely different, because I'm in Detroit and you're in Warren. So, they can go to Secretary of State and pull up that sample ballot. And there are also going to be a bunch of proposals on there too, so.
Oh, yeah.
the election commission should have sent the ballot, the election book out to your home. You usually get it. I haven't seen it.
I haven't got
for
it
this
yet.
I haven't seen mine yet
Okay. And so you can go down to the election commission on the boulevard
Yes.
and ask them for a package, okay? So that they can take it home, and then because you really need to read up on the candidates.
Yes.
Because the
Yes, you
diversity are
certainly
crazy.
do. You certainly do.
Yes, I
And,
agree.
and let me just say, and this is some really good information here, because Noni was showing me this morning, and they had the list of all the candidates as well as questions that they were asked them, and they had to answer the questions. So you get to learn a little bit more about your candidate.
And their pictures.
And some of them have the picture, but I would like to share this website because it says for information on state legislative and local races, visit www.vote, V-O-T-E in all uppercase letters, 411.org. Let me say that again. Visit www.alluppercase vote, V-O-T-E, 411.org. And you can get all that, some more information too.
Okay, that's some good information
Yes,
there. You
thank
gave
you.
us the Secretary of State website,
Yes.
and you gave us the website for vote411.org.
That's right.
Okay,
That's
so I know you got paper and pencil out there.
That's right.
You see, I got mine. I'm taking the notes.
Yes.
Because my husband and I need some help on this.
Well, yeah, you have to, it's gonna take a little bit more time to vote. So you have to take your time and vote one at a time. That's our slogan. I'm working with a couple of grassroots organizations, and we tell people take your time, vote one at a time. And don't forget to flip the ballot over and vote your non-partisan side. So we have people running in the judicial race, we have the 36 district judges, those running county-wide, Wayne County Circuit, which is very important. A Detroit School Board is on there. So the nonpartisan side is as much important as the side where we're voting for our new governor and secretary of state. And there's a bunch of proposals on the ballot too.
Yes, it is.
Some that are very intriguing,
Yes.
you know. So if you feel passionate about certain issues like the marijuana issue, it's all in there. So
Do they have the proposals?
Yes, they do.
Can you,
The statewide proposal is 18.1 for marijuana, and that is a proposal initiating law to authorize and legalize possession, use, and cultivation of marijuana products by individuals who are at least 21 years of age and older, and commercial sales of marijuana through state licensed retailers. So that's proposal 18.1, and you can vote yes or no on that proposal. We have a statewide proposal, 18.2, which deals with redistricting.
Very
This
important.
is very, very important.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a proposed constitutional amendment to establish a commission of citizens with exclusive authority to adopt district boundaries for the state, Michigan State Senate, Michigan House of Representatives, and the U.S. Congress every 10 years. So this proposed constitutional amendment would create a commission of 13 registered voters randomly selected by the Secretary of State.
that's gerrymandering.
Gerrymandering, so we want to vote yes or no on that. And then we have another one, which is proposal 18.3, which is voting. A proposal to authorize automatic and election day voter registration, no reason absentee voting, and straight ticket voting, and add current legal requirements for military and overseas voting and post-election audits to the Michigan Constitution. This proposed constitutional amendment would allow a United States citizen who is qualified to vote in Michigan. And I won't go into that, but that's very important,
Yes.
13.3. And you can vote yes or no. Yes, Jackie?
Well, yeah, then you have to ask the question, what are the qualifications?
The
If
qualifications
they
for,
qualified to vote, so what are the qualifications?
okay, the qualified, okay, yeah, they have it here to become automatically registered to vote when applying for, updating, or renewing a driver's license or state-issued personal identification card unless the person declines. So that's a good thing. And they can simultaneously register to vote with proof of residency and to obtain a ballot during the second week period prior to an election, up to and including election day. That's new. They can obtain an absent voter ballot without providing a reason, and they can cast a straight ticket vote for all candidates of a particular political party when voting in a partisan general election. So that's proposal 18.3. We need to be sure that we vote for each and every one of these proposals,
yes,
because they're going to affect our lifestyle in the city
absolutely.
And the VA, the veterans.
Wow.
and the
I mean,
veterans.
Well, those in military, active military
Right.
duty, because they had the problem in Florida where half those ballots didn't make it to Florida. So you want to be sure that our active military people be able to vote, and their vote count.
Their vote has to count.
Because we
Okay,
know-
now tell me this. because I had this question before, and these are some new proposals, and you know how they try to trick us up on them.
Yeah.
Yes means no and no means yes. I mean, now, is yes this time, or what is it?
Well, I would encourage everyone to read the proposals prior to going into vote. Because of course, we want to say yes means yes and no means no. But if you are familiar with the language, or even if you don't understand it, you may go to a neighbor, go to a friend, and say, hey, I need help understanding this language. Or better yet, just call. Now, I would, try to get with someone if I don't understand the language, or, just want to be clear on how I should vote on each proposal, how would it affect my everyday life if I vote yes on this proposal.
And we have another guest coming today that can probably break this down for us. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, then, so we're going to break it down this afternoon.
Okay.
Okay? Go ahead. No straight party ticket voting?
No straight party ticket voting. This
That's
is
what
new.
you talked
This is very new.
about.
No, there is no straight party ticket voting in Michigan in November. This is the first time in 127 years and may result in longer lines. It's definitely going to be longer
Yes.
lines.
Oh, yeah.
Consider the following. Be prepared by using your voter registration guide, which is what we have here, to learn candidates' views before you go to vote, which is what Ebony is recommending that we do. Plan to vote during shower times, such
What
as
time?
plan to vote during slower times.
Oh, I'm ready for the shower.
I'm sorry.
Okay, now.
I'm sorry.
All right, now.
I thought it was a new time.
It's the glasses.
I know it's a lot of new things coming up.
Okay, plan to vote, beg your pardon, plan to vote during slower times such as between 9 a.m. and noon and between 1 and 4 p.m. Those are the slower times because once people get off of work, they're rushing to the polls to get there before 8. Vote absentee if you're eligible, and they have an absentee criteria. Remember, the local clerks are required to hold office hours until 2 p.m. on Saturday, November the 3rd, to accommodate absentee ballots on the weekend prior to the election. So that's also a benefit.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we gotta make this serious. We gotta really get out there and vote because we have a lot of real critical issues, especially with our governor.
Yeah, and you can go to the election commission and vote there also.
Yes, you can.
You can what?
Vote at the election commission.
At the election commission?
On West Grand Boulevard, that is the second.
Okay, West Grand Boulevard and Second is what Jackie said. Okay.
And this is a great guide. This is the first time I've ever seen it, but I know the League of Women Voters, they're always doing things around election time to inform the community.
Right.
So it's a great thing. If you see this, pick it up. Be very helpful to your audience.
Okay, but tell me this, Ebony. Do I need my voter's registration card in order to vote?
No. As long as you are in the correct polling location, you don't need your voter's registration card to vote. It's just an informative card to let you know where you're supposed to vote, your name will appear on the registration, and it also tells you your voter precinct number.
Okay, do I need my state ID or any driver's license?
Well, that's a good question that you asked. Michigan does have a voter identification requirement at the polls. Voters are asked to present an acceptable photo ID, Michigan state ID, or a Michigan driver's license. But voters do not have to have the ID. If they don't have the ID, they let the person know, hey, I don't have my ID, and they simply sign a brief affidavit stating that they are not in possession of a photo ID. Their ballots are included with all the others and counted on election day.
Okay.
So if you don't have your ID at the time, you don't have it on you, they cannot refuse you the right to vote.
Awesome, that's great.
Okay, so if you're registered,
Yes.
get out there. You can vote without your voter's registration card. You don't have to have your driver's license or state ID.
If you don't have it with you,
Right.
if you don't have it with you, I got a list of identification that is acceptable. But let's say you have a school ID with your name and picture.
Okay.
That is acceptable ID that allows you to go vote. It doesn't have to have your address and stuff like that on it. You can use your Michigan driver's license or state issued ID, a personal driver's license or personal identification card issued by another state, federal or state government issued photo identification, U.S. passport, military ID with photo, student identification with photo from high school or accredited institution or higher, tribal identification card with the photo. The ID does not need your address on it. So for whatever reason, you know how we are
Yes.
ladies, we change our purses to coordinate with our outfits, and sometimes we
Certainly do.
forget that little pocket wallet that has all the ID and the credit cards in it. I do it all the time.
I do too.
And so if we just so happen to change our purse because we're trying to be fashionably fly, forget our ID, all you have to do is sign a brief affidavit, and you are still allowed to vote.
And that's a good idea, but I suggest that you bring your ID,
Yes.
so you don't
Oh,
have
yes.
to go through all
Yes.
that. You don't have to sign the affidavit, but
Yes.
in the event you don't, that's an awesome opportunity for us this time.
Yes.
But this is new, isn't it?
It's always been that way.
Okay.
A lot of people didn't know about it.
Okay, then.
So,
And you know what I'm going to suggest too, because we're going to be there a little longer this time. Bring an apple or an orange or something,
Solid juice.
Yes.
a water,
Yes.
something that you know you can have.
yes.
Especially if you're diabetic on medication.
Yes.
Correct.
Bring
Yes.
something.
Correct.
Be prepared for the long lines.
Well, we hope that it's going to be some long
I
lines.
hope that it is.
I look forward to seeing long lines at the voter.
So, but
Yes.
if you have your little voter's guide with you and your checklist, check it off who you want to vote for.
Gonna go fast.
Yeah, then you can go fast.
Yes.
Evan,
Okay.
Yes.
can Michigan residents in jail or prison still vote?
Okay. So, if you are serving a sentence in jail or prison after the conviction, you cannot vote during the period of voting. So, let's say you're awaiting trial or something to that nature. So, for example, Michigan residents confined in jail or prison who are awaiting arraignment or trial, they are eligible to vote. A lot of people didn't know that.
Yes.
If you served your time and you're released from prison, you are able to vote.
You heard that, cousin. You heard that.
So let's get a clarification.
Yes.
So you're saying that convicted felons, can I say that? Convicted felons are eligible to vote in this upcoming election?
Yes.
Okay.
They served their time, they're out of jail? Yes.
You heard that, so there's no excuse. Get out there and vote. This
Yes.
is very important. It's going to determine what's going on in the city for the next 4 years.
Yes.
And the state. So
Yeah.
get out there and vote, fellas, ladies,
Yes.
community, everyone.
It's
Yes.
going beyond that because we're looking at the governor's race and they're talking about Medicare and pre-existing conditions and
Yes.
health. So you want to be sure that you pick a governor that's going to be able to take care of you, that you're going to be taken care of later
That's right.
on in life.
That's
You
right.
know,
Yes.
insurance companies won't deny you or charge you an arm and a leg,
Yes.
you know. So you got to be careful who you voting for. Vote for somebody who won't penalize you for having pre-existing conditions.
That's right.
Okay,
That's
so
right.
you heard that.
Yes.
But you know what? We're kind of running out of time for our 30 minutes. But this is interesting. So you know what? We're going to come back with a part 2.
Part
But
2.
before we go, if you like to have prayer, or you just want to let us know you watched the show, you enjoyed Ebony today.
Yes.
Text or call us at 313-657-5556 or email us at gwealths111@gmail.com. And you know, I cannot forget to talk about Mr. Bell. Mr. Bell. Because he makes it possible for us to be with you each and every Sunday. Each and every Sunday. Remember, our show is pre-recorded and you can catch it on Sunday at 11:30 a.m. Comcast Channel 20 Detroit. And if you miss the show, you can always catch it on your cell phone,
Yes.
YouTube. We got it covered, am I right, ladies?
Yes, we
Correct.
do.
Yes.
Okay. So, my husband is holding up a finger or two over there telling us to rush. But you know what? We've enjoyed this today.
Thank you.
Ebony, you
Absolutely.
came with a lot of information.
Thank
The
you.
young ladies here, our friends, they had information. And I can't wait to get into part 2. Okay, can you wait, ladies?
No, we
No.
To
can't
get
wait.
into part 2. But remember, God loves you and so do we. So until next Sunday, part 2, we'll see you.